Hey, welcome back to the shop, friends. About a month ago I posted a video touring my French cleat system, and that video has gotten a lot of activity, it's gotten a lot of views, and also a lot of questions. So today I thought I'd go through a few of the details about how I did my French cleat system, so if you're going to build one yourself, it'll make it a little bit easier for you. Probably the most common question I received is what is the thickness of my wall cleats and what is the spacing between them. So each of my wall cleats measures 5.5 inches, and that is in width, and it's all 3/4 inch birch plywood. The spacing actually varies a little bit because of the plugs in my walls. The upper wall cleats measure 4 3/4 inches, and these two cleats measure 8 inches apart. Another common question I received is what is the dimensions of the cleats that mount to each of the tool hangers or storage hangers. And each of the cleats measures 3 inches in width, and it's also made of the same lumber as I used for the wall cleats. And it is really important to be sure that the tool cleats and the wall cleats are the same thickness. I used wider wall cleats than a lot of other people who I have seen on the internet because that allows my shelving units to have more surface area leaning against the cleat on the wall. So if I had a very thin cleat, then very little of the shelf would actually lean against the cleat, and I think this makes it stronger. If that was the case and I had a very thin cleat, then I'd have to have a spacer down here or have my cleats much closer together. Remember as well that when you're spacing out your cleats, you have to have room to actually get your storage hanger in between the cleats. So if you put them too close together, you have to have at least the width of the cleat that's attached to your tool hanger. Otherwise you wouldn't be able to get it into the spot. A lot of the strength of the French cleat system relies on not only the two 45-degree angles of the cleats attaching to one another, but also the surface of your shelves or cabinets touching either the wall or your other wall cleats. So for example, this shelving unit is actually leaning against each of the cleats, and it also has some spacers that allows it to touch the wall as well. So that is pressing against the wall in multiple positions. This entire tool wall measures 12 feet. So I have an 8-foot section of plywood, and then I have a 4-foot section. I would love to have the entire wall in French cleats now that I have sort of filled this wall up. I also use the French cleat system to attach my dust manifold to the wall. Now this is a really heavy unit, and it's only attached to the wall with one cleat. You could, however, if you had a really heavy cabinet, you could put 2 cleats per cabinet or shelf, and it could actually hang on 2. But here what I did was I attached the manifold to one cleat, so there's a 45-degree angle here, and then I have a spacer here that allows the manifold to lean against the wall. The lumber rack cleats I built, it has a lot of surface area touching the cleat, but I also put a backer board on the bottom of it as well because I knew that the wood up here would be putting a lot of pressure down lower, and I didn't want the cleat to pop off. Well, I think that's most of the details behind my French cleat system. It's really a fun project, it's really an easy project, and it's a great way to use your scrap lumber. Building all of these different tool holders and cleats took a couple years, but I've just done it a little bit at a time. I think my next French cleat project is going to be a plane till. I'd love to have a place to store all of my hand planes in one spot where I know exactly where they are, and I can also easily oil them and keep them from rusting. I think I'll probably put it somewhere on this wall. So I'll be sure to film that project and show it to you as well. So anyways, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you on the next video.